In the future, we will witness an event that most of us never thought was going to happen after the conclusion of Neo's story in Matrix Revolutions. Neo fulfilled his role as the One and saved both humans and machines, bringing forth for the first time a new era of peace between the two groups. But despite this victory, many doubts about the future still remained. A new version of the Matrix was created, and although the citizens of the city of Zion were left alive, there was still a large population of humans connected to the Matrix. What was going to happen to them? The architect assured the Oracle that those who wish to leave the Matrix will be granted the opportunity, but he pondered and asked her how long she believed that peace was going to last. The Oracle also said that she suspected that they were going to see Neo again. Those questions and more have been latent by the fans for years, but now the answers are surely expected to be revealed in the upcoming 4th installment of The Matrix. But what may come as a surprise to some of you is that many of these inquiries have already been answered in the official sequel to The Matrix, Matrix Online. The themes and stories used in this MMORPG video game were approved and sponsored by the film's creators themselves, continuing the story right after the events of Matrix Revolutions. Although it is not 100% guaranteed that all the story elements that appeared in that video game will be canon in the 4th movie, they may be used as points of reference for the film. So let's take a look at what happened after Matrix Revolutions. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
In the end, Neo sacrificed himself to save the people of Zion and stop the war. However, what happened to his body remains a mystery, and this is the point of contention that leads into the story of Matrix Online. According to the Oracle, Neo had predicted that the world would need his powers once again, and so he divided his RSI, residual self-image, into fragments and scattered them around the Matrix, so that one day they could be found and used to maintain the peace. This sparked a rapid search for those fragments of Neo's avatar. Morpheus, on the other hand, was requesting that the machines return Neo's body to the people of Zion. For them, Neo was seen as a messianic figure and a savior. As the war ended, he was protesting the machines' refusal to fulfill his request, but the machines pleaded innocent to Morpheus's accusations, claiming that they did not have Neo's body, nor did they recycle it. Morpheus was enraged, believing that they were lying. So he began a campaign to personally attack the Matrix using newly developed code bombs to destabilize it. This weapon would force people that were still connected to the Matrix to see its code without the need of the red pill. Morpheus then became a wanted man by both machines and humans. During one of his attacks, he was ambushed by a mysterious figure simply named the Assassin. Morpheus failed to escape and was gunned down by the enemy. The Assassin was apparently under orders of the Merovingian. Now without Neo and Morpheus, the character Niobe takes on the leadership responsibilities for the humans. Neo's actions led to the formation of two groups, one conceptually based on the red pill and one aligned with the blue pill. The blue pill side, or the EPN, E Pluribus Neo, is a group that, in itself, was split between two factions with completely opposite beliefs. One faction declared the continuation of Neo's work and honor his sacrifice, believing that everyone should be allowed to leave the Matrix if they so choose. The other faction was more radical, which believed that everyone should be released from the Matrix by force, regardless of whether they wanted to or not. This group was led by Kid, a young man who was rescued by Neo, freeing him from the Matrix and was later trained by Morpheus. The other group was named Cypherites, who followed the ideas of Cypher from the first movie. They believed that it was better for everyone to stay in the program, oblivious to the reality of the Matrix and the real world. In addition, Trinity's body was also never recovered, yet she makes a reappearance of sorts in the Matrix Online. She takes on the appearance of a floating figure made from Golden Matrix code. How, you may ask? It is most likely that the machines recovered her body and extracted her code and inserted it back into the Matrix. It is revealed in the game that both her and Neo are actually culminations of decades of research made by the machines in a program called the Biological Interface Program, originally developed by the Oracle. Its purpose was to perfectly translate human DNA into machine code, allowing humans to interact with technology without the need for a simulated interface. The game also introduced a new prominent character from the side of the machines, named the General. He led the attack on the city of Zion during the final conflict in Matrix Revolutions. The General was not content with the truce, so he broke the terms of the peace and became an exiled program. He rallied the machines loyal to his cause and launched a covert attack to restart hostilities between the humans and machines. Some fans have theorized that the General will appear in Matrix 4. His primary mode of transportation is via helicopter. In these leaked footages from the set of the new movie, you can see helicopters similar to those that the General used, suggesting that he may be in the film. As you can see, new conflicts continue to emerge despite Neo's sacrifice. This new era of peace was only temporary, as the architect predicted. On the machine's side of the truce, they created a new, friendlier version of the agents program to act as intermediaries between them and the humans. However, tensions began to escalate over time, with incidences such as the search for Neo's body and his fragmented avatar. But the peace would all be broken when the machines discovered that Zion, in their distrust, was preparing for a new war. They were making preparations by building another settlement in secrecy from the machines and storing electromagnetic weapons. This was seen as a violation of the agreement made between the machines and the humans, and thus a new war had begun. The Merovingian is one character confirmed to return in Matrix 4. He is labeled as the true villain after the events of Matrix Revolutions. He had survived a joint attack of vampires and werewolves who were trying to end his reign over the digital underworld. He even managed to get the General under his influence, in hopes of achieving his goal to overthrow the Oracle and consolidate his power over the Matrix. It was the Merovingian who was most likely responsible for Morpheus' death. When Niobe discovers the Merovingian's sinister plans to use the corrupt programs to destabilize the Matrix itself, she decides to dedicate all of her efforts into destroying him, a goal that the citizens of Zion also took up, going as far as to join forces with the General in order to achieve it. The Merovingian came very close to destroying the Oracle with the code he had designed specifically for her, but his efforts were foiled by Kid. This version of the Matrix came to an end when Trinity merged with a human at the source, the core of the machine mainframe, uniting the three cores: man, machine, and program. This initiated the final reset of the Matrix. So despite the events that occurred after the death of Neo and the truce between the machines and humans, peace was never intended to last. And because the events that occurred after Matrix Revolutions are considered canon in the Matrix universe, they could be mentioned or referred to in the new movie. While not 100%, these left the doors wide open for the return of Neo and Trinity. But do you agree? What do you think will happen in Matrix 4? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.